We hear terms like data analytics and business intelligence thrown around all the time, right? But what do they actually mean in the real world? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on what a modern data tech firm really does, and we'll be using a company called Segmetriq as our guide. So let's dive in.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it down. First up, we'll get a handle on who Segmetriq is. Then we'll look at the kinds of companies they help, and, this is the fun part, the tech they use to do it. After that, we'll see how it all comes together in a real-world solution, and finally, we'll zoom out and look at their global impact.
Okay, let's kick things off. Section 1, who is Segmetriq? We're starting with the big picture here.
So, when you boil it all down, their mission is pretty simple: helping businesses innovate and grow. And look, this isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about taking all that data and turning it into something powerful, a real engine for growth and success. And they've been at this for a while. We're talking over 15 years of expertise in this space. Now think about that for a second. In the tech world, where things change in the blink of an eye, sticking around for that long, well, that says a lot. It really shows they know how to adapt and that they're good at what they do. So what they do is really a mix of all the big ticket items in business tech today. It's not just one thing, right? They're blending data analytics, AI, digital marketing, and even staff augmentation. It's like the whole shebang, so they can offer a complete package to their clients. Okay, so we know what they do, but who do they do it for? That's a great question, and it brings us right to Section 2, their domains of expertise. Let's see which industries they're helping out. And wow, this list really gives you a sense of how versatile their work is. You've got everything from banking and finance to manufacturing, healthcare, and retail. It just goes to show you that the idea of using data to make smarter decisions, that's not just for one industry. It applies everywhere. All right, now for the part I find really fascinating. Let's look under the hood. This is Section 3, the technology stack. We're going to see the actual tools that power everything we've been talking about. So what's in their toolbox?
First up, you've got artificial intelligence and machine learning. And really, you can think of this as the brain of the whole operation. It's the tech that can dig through mountains of information and spot patterns that, a human just might not see. We're talking about things like analyzing customer feedback, predicting what's going to sell, or finding those little bottlenecks in a process.
But here's the thing. For that AI brain to be smart, it needs to learn from something, a lot of something. And that's where big data comes into play. This isn't just about having tons of info. It's about having the right system to handle it all, to collect it, store it, and process it. Basically, big data is the fuel for the AI engine.
Okay, which brings us to business intelligence, or BI for short. This is the final, and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. You've got all this raw data, and you've got the AI finding insights. So what? Well, BI is the so what. It's what translates all that complex stuff into something you and I can actually understand and use, like clear reports, cool interactive dashboards, and charts that help leaders make much smarter decisions way faster. And check this out, because this slide really brings it all down to earth. We're not just talking about abstract concepts anymore. These are the actual tools they use. You probably recognize some of these names: Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense. These are the heavy hitters, the real workhorses in the world of data today. Okay, so we've covered who they are, who they help, and the tech they use. Now, let's put it all together. Section 4 is all about solutions in action. We're going to walk through a real-world example of how this all comes together for a client. Let's take a common solution, like data management. So how does it work? Well, it all starts with them sitting down with the client, consulting, to figure out what they actually need. Step 2 is something called ETL. That's just a fancy term for getting the data, cleaning it up, and putting it where it needs to go. Then, super important, they make sure it's all secure. After that, they bring in those BI tools we just talked about, and voila! The end result is a real-time dashboard where a business leader can see exactly what's going on, right now. All right, for our last section, let's zoom out a bit. A company like this is more than just its tech stack. So, in Section 5, we're going to look at their global reach and impact. How big is this operation really? Because behind all this technology, behind all this data, there are, of course, people. A team of more than 200 experts who are partnering directly with clients. It's a great reminder that even in a world of AI and big data, it's really all about that partnership between human smarts and machine power. And that team isn't just in one place. They're all over the world. While their headquarters are in India, they've got offices in the US, the UK, the UAE, and Vietnam. Having that kind of global footprint means they can work with clients from just about anywhere.
So, as we wrap this up, looking at how one company operates kind of leaves us with a bigger question, doesn't it? We live in a world that is just drowning in data. We create it, we consume it every single day. So the real question is, what does it mean to truly understand it all? And maybe more importantly, how can we make sure we're using that understanding for good?